I am in a depression hole the likes of which I have not seen in a while, and I'm pretty sure that my environment is attributing to this because it's pretty dirty. I don't want to do this, but I'm going to show you how I get started when every part of me is like, no, we're not going to do any cleaning. When at all possible, I put on a comfort show if I'm really not vibing, and that kind of helps distract my brain. Then I put a timer on and I pledge to myself that I'm going to stop when it goes off. Next, I start moving bigger things out of the way or anything obvious. What I mean by obvious is sometimes when you look at a mess, the whole of it is overwhelming, but you'll see a couple of things that just strike you. Oh, I know what to do with that. Like I knew I needed to wash those blankets. I also find that it helps a lot to get all of the clutter into one pile. Okay, I'm gonna go eat some lunch and then I'll try to do some more. This is future Sarah here. As I was editing, I wanted to make sure I told you that I did not come back after lunch. I got tired and I took a rest instead, which was the right move. I came back the next day, no big deal. Whenever you're looking through a big cluttery space, it's also important to remember that there are only a couple of categories, really. You've got trash, we can toss that, dishes, take to the kitchen, laundry, we're going to throw that in the hamper. We've got unbelongings, which do not belong in the room, and we've got belongings, which we need to tidy up. It really helps me a lot to go category by category. And once I'm dealing with belongings in that room, I go even into the subcategories. So, for instance, I was cleaning up toys and putting all of the Lincoln logs in one thing. And then I focused on putting all of the puzzle pieces in another thing. You saw me earlier in the video take a break that lasted all day. And I firmly believe that this really helps so that you don't just dread cleaning all the time. You can also focus on really small areas if you're overwhelmed. For instance, you can divide up your room into quadrants and you can just work on one quadrant at a time. Or you can, if it's the kitchen sink that you're working on, if it's a side table, if it's a desk, just pick small things to narrow your focus on. And once those are done, you'll feel better and know what to do next. Lastly, it's not uncommon to not have the time or the bandwidth to be able to complete a whole area or room. So if you know you can't, just work on functionality. If you're not sure what making a room functional means, I'm going to post a graphic later that'll explain more.